Hey football fans, listen up. Something just popped off in Motor City and you're only hearing about it here with me. The crowd is already buzzing, and it's not just the smell of the season around the corner. We've got backroom moves, big names being floated, and some hot takes that are going to get any Honolulu Blue heart pumping. I've been a fan for 55 years, from the stands to the bar stool, and I've never seen so much chatter right before the ball flies at Ford Field. The question is simple. Are we finally going to go from promise to production? Now, I gotta say, you know what blows my mind? More than 90% of you watching Lions News Central still haven't subscribed. You watch, you like, you comment, but you forget to hit the button. You can be different. It's fast, easy, and free. That single click helps the channel so much and makes sure you don't miss a single exclusive breakdown. So hit that button now. Wait, let me pull up a chair and have a real talk with you. There's a strong rumor swirling that the Lions might be going after veteran Preston Smith, that linebacker who's played for Washington, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. 11 NFL seasons under his belt, my friend. Not just anyone can last that long going head-to-head with heavy offensive lines. The guy has 163 games played, over 440 tackles, 70 sacks. Those aren't numbers you just throw away. And get this, 6 seasons with at least 8 sacks, that's what you call consistency. It's not just a flash in the pan, it's solid work. Now I know what you're thinking, but Marcus, he's past his prime. Yeah, I agree. But to be honest with you, sometimes what this roster is missing is exactly a guy who shows up with a playoff resume. Smith has played in 8 postseason games, 7 as a starter. That matters in the locker room, it matters in practice, it even matters in the eyes of the young guys on the field. You think Hutchinson wouldn't learn a thing or two training next to him every day? I guarantee he would. Another detail we can't ignore is this. The team has depth issues on the defensive line. Ahmed Hassanein is dealing with a pectoral injury. Josh Paschal is on the non-football injury list, and even Hutchinson had a scare with his leg, although he's back and flying in training camp now. We need bodies. We need a guy who knows how to occupy space, rotate in the system, and give starters a break when they're gassed. And Preston could be exactly that. Financially, it would be a no-brainer. We're talking a 1-year, low-cost deal that doesn't mess with the franchise's future. It's the kind of bet that, if it works out, takes the defense to the next level. If it doesn't, so what? No cap drama. Trust me, I've seen teams in Detroit spend money on much worse. And there's one more thing. The front office itself has made it clear they're eyeing edge reinforcements. That means this isn't just a rumor being tossed around. There's smoke, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And me, having seen so many promises amount to nothing in this city, I'm telling you this. When a safe chance to bring in experience comes along, you can't just pass it up. So, my friend, comment below. Would you like to see Preston Smith in Honolulu Blue stepping onto Ford Field with that grizzled veteran look? Because I'm telling you, that would be a beautiful sight. And stay tuned, because if you thought this breakdown was hot, the next story is going to blow the minds of the whole Lions nation. You know what just hit me? All those times we'd look at the back end of the Lions roster and think, if one guy goes down, the season's over. Well, it looks like Brad Holmes doesn't want that history to repeat itself. Because get this, the Lions put in a claim on the waiver wire and grabbed safety Thomas Harper, formerly of the Raiders. He's a young kid, still with that fresh NFL smell, but with a respectable college resume from Oklahoma State, then Notre Dame, and he already made some noise as a pro. Harper went undrafted last year, but managed to carve out a spot on the Las Vegas roster. He played in 15 games, 5 as a starter, and logged 26 tackles, half a sack, 1 interception, and 2 passes defended. And that's not all. He was a consistent presence on special teams, with over 260 snaps. If you follow football closely, you know that's gold. A player who goes all in on special teams shows discipline, shows they want to stick around in the league. He's the type of guy who doesn't give up easily. And why does this matter to Detroit? Because up until last week, we only had 2 true safeties on the roster, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. 2 great talents, no doubt, but the season is long and brutal. You can't survive with just a duo. On cutdown day, the Lions made it clear they only had 50 trusted players, as Holmes put it in that kind of blunt press conference. Remember? He said it straight up. We had 50 guys who deserve to be here, period. And I, for one, like that honesty. It shows the standard is high, but it also leaves room for maneuvers, just like the one with Harper. And there's another thing. The Lions already added depth with Tyler Lacey and Tyrus Wheat via waivers, plus the trade of Tim Patrick to the Jaguars. This shows that the GM isn't sleeping on the job. He's adjusting the pieces one by one. Harper fits into that chessboard precisely because he can give the new defensive coordinator more options. And man, if he can repeat the intensity he showed with the Raiders on special teams, the signing is already worth it. If he clicks on defense, that's just a bonus. In the Lions Nation groups, people are already divided. Some say he's just another body, that it changes nothing. Others, more excited, see him as a classic steal that find that no one values but then becomes a key player. Me? To be honest with you, I'd rather stay in the middle. I'm not going to say Harper is the solution, but I see potential for him to grow surrounded by guys like Branch and Joseph. So, my man, what do you think? Is this waiver claim just a preseason stat, or could it be a game changer in December? Comment below, because I want to hear the voice of the fan base. And hold on tight, because the next story is about a name that could shake the heart of the entire Lions defense. Let's get into it. You know that moment when you realize a player isn't just good, but could be special? Well, my friend, that's exactly what's happening with Brian Branch. The kid came in, earned his spot as a slot corner in his rookie year, and now he's a full-time safety in 2025. The result? His first career Pro Bowl. But the conversation doesn't stop there. We've got big names like Colton Pouncey from The Athletic predicting he could even enter the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. And I'm not exaggerating. Branch was already seen as smart, instinctive, and quick with his reads. Now, with the new defensive coordinator Kelvin Shepard blitzing him more often, things could really take off. He has the physicality of a linebacker and the coverage skills of a corner, a combination that makes any offense sweat. To be honest with you, it reminds me of when Barry Sanders would break ankles effortlessly, of course different positions, but that same shocking level of talent. And the Lions Nation is on fire with this prediction. In the group chats, people are saying he's the best safety we've seen since Glover Quinn. Others say the duo of Branch and Kirby Joseph is currently the most complete in the NFL. It might sound like an overstatement, but look at the numbers. Joseph already got a big, near top-of-the-market contract, while Branch is on track to break records when his time comes in 2026. If Pouncey is right, Branch is going to turn the safety market on its head, just like Kyle Hamilton did in Baltimore with that crazy $100 million contract. And you know what the best part is? He's still on a rookie deal. That means the Lions are getting elite production at a bargain price. That's a luxury in the modern NFL. It allows them to invest in other areas, strengthen the line, bring in a veteran for the secondary, all because Branch is playing at an all-pro level without costing like one. And man, that's a rare sight in Motor City. I gotta admit, it gets me a little emotional. I spent years watching Detroit fail to draft franchise-altering players. Now we have Hutchinson on one side and Branch on the other. It feels like this defense is finally getting an identity. Ford Field deserves to scream one pride for real, not just as an empty slogan. So comment below, do you believe Branch has what it takes to contend for that massive award in just his second season as a starting safety? Because I'm telling you one thing, if that happens, my friend, the entire NFL is going to have to look at Detroit with respect. And hold on, because the next story is about a big-name veteran who could be wearing Honolulu blue very soon. Listen up, my friend. The season is right around the corner, and the talk now is about a major reinforcement for the secondary. The name? Stefon Gilmore. Yeah, that's right, the former Defensive Player of the Year with 13 NFL seasons under his belt. He's been around, but he still has enough left in the tank to help any defense that wants to take the next step. And let's be real, if there's one area of concern in Detroit, it's cornerback depth. Looking at the roster right now, we have DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold, and Khalil Dorsey. Don't get me wrong, I like the potential, but that's not enough to carry you through an entire season if you want to go toe-to-toe with the big dogs. To be honest, it's way too risky. One slip-up, one injury, and that's it. Motor City is back to suffering from big plays that keep the fans up at night, and that's why Gilmore's name makes so much sense. The guy has locked down superstar receivers, played in the playoffs, and lifted a Super Bowl trophy. Over his career, he's only allowed 56.9% of passes thrown his way to be completed. That's elite. He has 34 interceptions and over 100 passes defended. Even if he's not in his absolute prime, he's still a presence that commands respect. Just lining up on the other side of the field makes the opposing quarterback think twice. Financially, it wouldn't be a long-term move, but a perfect one-year shot. Just like with Preston Smith on the defensive line, the logic here is bring in experience, leadership, and security. And I get emotional talking about this because I've seen this team waste chances in the past precisely because they didn't have a veteran who could get the job done in crunch time. In the Lions Nation groups, the debate is already heated. Some say it's crazy to bet on a veteran near 35. Others point out that you can never have enough experience, especially in January when the pressure is off the charts. And me? Honestly, I'd rather fail trying than just watch and wait again. Gilmore might not be the definitive solution, but he helps build the confidence this secondary needs. And one more thing, This would be the icing on the cake of an offseason where Detroit has shown some serious guts, an aggressive draft, smart waiver claims, and now the possibility of signing a guy who's been an all-pro. That would send a clear message. The Lions don't just want to be here, they want to get to the top. They want to make history. So I ask you, my fellow fan, would you like to see Stefon Gilmore in Honolulu Blue stepping into Ford Field to the sound of One Pride? Because I'm already picturing that scene and getting goosebumps just thinking about it. And don't go anywhere, because after that bombshell, we're going to wrap everything up with some serious emotion. You know what gets me right now? From the heart. I've never seen the Lions so alive, so full of possibilities. Preston Smith bringing that veteran grit, Harper adding depth, Branch becoming a star, and now the chance to see Gilmore in our secondary. This is big. It's no longer just empty promises. It's building a real team. Motor City is breathing hope. Ford Field is pulsing with expectation, and Honolulu Blue is shining like never before. So comment below, because this is the home of the real Lions Nation. And get ready, my friend, because the best is yet to come.